Good afternoon, beer planners. It's your favorite bros, DJ Velos.
It's Vinny.
Flash.
Mr. Brown.
Here with you back again with another episode of the Beer Plans Podcast. I want to start this off with a quote, and I hope that you guys can follow me when I say this quote. I ain't your hoochie daddy, hood rat, hoochie daddy. Now,
I don't even know.
What?
I don't even know.
That's what song is that?
I ain't your hoochie mama.
I ain't hoochie mama.
That's like Luke joint, right?
Yeah,
I asked you to follow me on this, and you did not.
I did.
I'm very disappointed.
I dropped the ball.
That's the theme of today's episode, Hoochie Daddy Summer. So apparently it's a thing. I don't know why it's a thing, but this really has legs, barely covered by shorts.
I would say a lot of legs apparently.
Yeah.
Right.
And I can't believe that this is a movement that we can't avoid. I like to stand up for a second, and as you guys can see, I have on Hoochie Daddy shorts.
I don't even think that
Those are more like Hoochie
I'm about
Daddy
to say,
intros.
I'm about to say the same thing. They ain't even short enough, bro.
Like, yo, was
They
it?
them
you
joints
need
got
that-
like mid-thigh, bro.
Yeah, you need that 4-inch inseam, bro.
Yeah, no, there's Charlamagne.
Thanks.
I followed Charlamagne on Instagram, and he posted like a chart.
Yeah.
Where there's like
Yeah.
different levels of the lengths of the shorts.
But
Yeah.
props to you because I don't think I'm even at the Hoochie Daddy intro yet. My shit still like at least touch the top of my
No.
knees.
Yeah.
So.
To paint a picture for the ladies out there, you know, these shorts come up to above my thigh meat. You know what I'm saying? So I'm showing off some stem there. And right before we hopped on,
I feel like you're gonna tag this in like the big my story, like, yo, what you guys just posted and be like, yo, this is what it is.
I have to. And I gave attention to the fact that I'm wearing these shorts, and Flash had a reaction to these shorts where it looked like that time that I struck out in T-ball, and my dad looked at me and looked away. So, bring that up. So, yeah, I don't know why. Oh, okay. So, Mr. Brown had just pointed out that there are levels to this shit. I don't know why at the end of this it says C translation, where it clearly says it. But there's 5-inch Hoochie Daddy shorts.
That's
7-inch.
That's Hoochie Daddy Master. Yeah,
Right.
That's that
Hoochie Daddy
5-inch.
Master.
That's the
Boss
5-inch
level.
inseam boss level Hoochie Daddy status.
Well, it's funny you say that because the next level is 7 inches.
That's about where you're at.
And that's conservative. So I'm a conservative.
You're Hoochie Daddy conservative. You're a Republican Hoochie Daddy.
Yeah. I'm HDC.
Yeah.
And we got Hoochie Daddy Starter.
That's me. That's where I'm at.
You're getting there.
I'm
right?
firmly Hoochie Daddy starter.
And you have 11-inch. They're just called shorts.
That's Flash.
Yeah,
that's Flash. Flash got
short.
Flash got his jabos on with his air raids. You know what I mean?
Hey, accurate. I can't even get mad at it. That's true.
So and now listen, I'm new to this Hoochie Daddy shit. I had to be told what this was. I thought it was a joke at first, and now I see it's a whole thing, and it's disturbing. Yeah.
So it's the man that's on the starter pack.
I'm trending, Flash. I want to be trendy. So the Urban Dictionary defines Hoochie Daddy, everybody. And you know we like to teach people on this podcast.
Bring the facts.
Yes. So it's described as a man-ho, or a drunken addict male who keeps sleeping around with many different women. Often. Apparently often is like the key word of it. The second definition is a dude who terribly pimps ugly whores who've done crack since the age of 13.
What? Like
Okay,
Urban Dictionary version right there.
So we'll
Urban Dictionary
we'll
version.
go with the first definition, and I'll pose
I'm
the
going
question.
with the second.
Who in here? Who would you identify as a? So, Mr. Brown, would you identify as a Hoochie Daddy? Based on the first, not the second.
Or do you? Or do you really?
Or is it the second one? Have you been doing crack since
I
13?
got a pass. It's like I have a pass.
I'm pleading the fifth on that.
All right, DJ Velas, are you? Would you define yourself as a Hoochie Daddy based on that definition?
Listen, I'm a happily married man. Okay, you know, and I like sober women.
We just lost $5,000.
Lies.
He's what?
So I unfortunately am not a man hoe, and I am not a drunken addict male who sleeps around with many different women. Often.
So the answer is yes. Okay.
Wow.
And Flash, would you identify as a hoochie daddy?
Nah, bro, not by the definition or by the shorts though.
Yeah, I'm with you. So then with that said, like, where does this whole
I don't know.
hoochie daddy phenomenon?
I don't
come
know.
It started from TikTok.
I'm about to say I blame TikTok.
Don't you blame everything on TikTok?
Well, I mean, good or bad.
Right,
I mean, but you know, again, this thing started because there was I don't know who actually posted the original sound, I guess. But you know, there was basically it's a on TikTok. It's a trending video where it's like the song's like dun, 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 and it's a woman speaking. She's like, these men got their thighs out. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, gray shorts. So I think where this is coming from.
I've never heard.
That's where it started. So I think where this is kind of coming from. I could be wrong. Obviously, we don't have any ladies here today. Shout out to DJ Mellies who couldn't do us today.
We love you.
But you know, I think where this is stemming from is the idea of with some women, because you know the whole topic of catcalling, right? With men, you don't try to holler at a girl, right? You know, you scream shit on the street like, you know what I mean? So I think this is kind of starting as a way for almost women to kind of like flip the script a little bit and be the ones that actually like
That's fine.
holler at.
I'm about to say they don't realize the trouble they're gonna put themselves in because guys don't run from that issue.
No.
Like
clearly,
Most guys are cool with being objectified.
right, exactly.
That's really what it boils down to.
Objectify
Like,
men.
hey, gray shorts. Like,
Yeah,
what's up?
obviously, it's clearly a lot different in terms of objectification for men versus women. It just how our society is totally different in terms of safety and whatever. We get it.
It's true.
But yeah, I think that's kind of where this started from. You know, the woman who posted that original sound. Like I said, I just remember I can't quote it word for word, but I know what she was definitely saying was it was like kind of joking on the audio. Yeah, let me start catcalling these niggas. You gray shorts, come over here.
Right.
That's kind of how this
I would
started.
Like, hold on, let me about to say, like, hold on, let me get my towel.
So that's how,
I would love that.
That's how I think this started, and then it just really took off with like being a thing. And as much as we hate to admit it, we if you have at least one social media account, everybody don't got all of them, but if you have at least one, you're going to follow the trendy shit. You're gonna know what you're gonna see what people are talking about, and it all stems from TikTok, and then men realizing like, well, shit, y'all said we don't necessarily consider being objectified as a bad thing.
Nah,
So
okay.
we
Objectified includes.
So they're like, all right, what the girls want to see? I'm gonna put it out there.
Because we do shit to get pussy. And this actually like makes me think of an old Cameron interview. Someone asked Cameron like where all the pink and the hoop earrings stuff came from. He said he started wearing pink because he wanted to get bitches.
That's true.
His words, not mine, ladies. But he
that's
said he wanted to pull women, and women like the pink, so he started wearing pink.
Here's
And even with that, like, it's certain stuff, and I fully, I fully recognize I'm way more conservative.
I
than
just
this
see his
shit,
face right now talking about this.
If a black man can blush, it's happening right now.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, I can't, though. Like, I can honestly say I've never wore pink. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like even with the shorts, certain things I just cannot get behind, dog. Like,
So,
like,
you know what it
it's
is?
one of those things that you put on, like, even so much. Like, I got some hooping shorts like 2 weeks ago, and they came short. And I looked myself in the mirror. I was like, ain't no way.
Well, hold on a second. Slut. You bought those shorts having no intentions of hooping.
right.
No, that's my point. I literally bought them to like work out in, but they was too damn short, and I was like, no,
Work out.
give me an extra.
Right,
large
that's what they
out
call it.
Work out. Work out.
Okay, Kanye West.
Whatever, yo.
No, so that actually brings up an interesting question. What trend have y'all followed just for like the sake of like pulling women?
Long t-shirts.
You said long t-shirts.
Okay,
Okay.
and taking it back to the
I'll talk to you on that,
2000s.
and I'll give you the realest answer out of all these motherfuckers. Life. I work to get women. I have my own house to get women.
That's
I have a decent car to get women.
Sure.
I work out to get women.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's like that. That's like
pretty
that.
accurate.
That's like that one
That's
Instagram
That's what
video.
all guys do. That's what all guys do.
Right, there's that one Instagram video where the guy, like, it's like someone working out, and the guy's like, "Y'all can have all that. I work out to feel better. Fuck that. I work out so I can look good while I'm giving these back shots."
Exactly. Yo, if girls were attracted to like, and I know some girls are, but like girls are attracted to like obese dudes. It'd be a whole bunch of like 450-pound diabetical dudes walking around here. You know
remember was that a couple summers ago when the dad bod was in, and then like dudes without 6-packs was walking around with their shirts off. Like I
respect that. Hey, listen,
that's still kind of a thing too.
Listen, if we all live at home if we could still get girls that way, but that don't fly. That don't fly. I mean, unless you're a fly dude. You know what I'm saying? But if we could all live at home and still get tail, we would still fucking do it.
Look, I think the thing about the Hoochie Daddy thing, I'm all for women objectifying men, and here's why. It evens the playing field. So, ladies, go ahead and objectify. Be like, hey, you and the Hoochie Daddy shorts, come here real quick. Or look at the print, whatever it is you want to do, because it's all good fun at the end of the day.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm actually here for the Hoochie Daddy.
You say
thing.
good fun or good fuck? I'm sorry.
Yes. The answer is yes.
Yes.
It's all for good fuck at the end of the day.
But yeah, I think that that is the interesting thing about this Hoochie Daddy shorts movement or whatever.
I love it.
Yeah, it's something that's I think just stems from one, good fun, but two, it's just something so that like everyone can have a good time.
Right.
And I know there's like a certain segment of the population that's the woke segment that says, oh, this is like demasculating men. I don't think that's the general intent, but that does bring up an interesting conversation.
Demasculating men.
Emasculate. Okay, I had the wrong.
Making them more feminine. We'll go with that.
Yeah, effeminating men. So but I guess it is worth talking about that.
Sure.
So like, what are some of y'all thoughts about this? Is there a concerted effort to remove masculinity from society?
Yes.
I think Joe Rogan has said that before. Like, he doesn't understand where this whole trend came of not stop making men men. Like, I don't understand that. I understand that there needs to be a balance in society as far as species, as far as like a man. Like, you don't want to be a man to be out of control, aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Where they're raising their sons to be out of control, aggressive, and they say certain things that they shouldn't be saying. Or they act a certain way that they shouldn't be saying, and they don't. And the male internally doesn't want to be that way, but feels as though they have to.
Yeah.
But now it's getting to the point where there's labels to talk about how much we're not supposed to be men. Like what's the one? Toxic masculinity.
Toxic masculinity.
Yeah. So now that's an umbrella of it was one thing where you don't treat everybody like an asshole, or you don't treat women like pieces of shit. But now it's like, okay, so now a man can't compliment a woman like men do. You know what I'm saying? Or men can't dress a certain way. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that. Like I think that we're all manly men here. We all like sports. We all talk about women. We all right before we hopped on, we was all playing Ninja Turtles and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we all like playing video games, and we like the music that we like. When you start making men feel bad about being men, I have a fucking problem.
I think there's levels to it though. So I think the toxic masculinity thing, I think like I get now, especially with now that there's kind of like been almost like a backlash to cancel culture now, somewhat to a degree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I get it. Like, there's some things that people will say is toxic masculinity. That would be an example of toxic masculinity that are a little much, or maybe not so much.
Mm.
But on the flip side, I would say is like I think it's still necessary to point out certain things. Like if you're a dude,
totally.
So but and there's two things. A, if you're a dude who's not the traditional stereotypical masculine dude, meaning if you don't like sports, for example.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah, you're not a man because you don't like sports.
That doesn't make you less of a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think with the toxic masculine, where it at least initially started from is because you got to realize that it's
there's no one way to be a man.
That's what it really boils down to. But obviously it's a response to like society at large and these patriarchal views that have kind of like kept women like in this, what's the word I'm looking for? Because I'm losing my word. But I think it stems from the fact that, okay, like you said, there's no one way to be a man, right or wrong.
Right.
You know, so, you know, on the flip side with the toxic relationship, I get what you're saying where you're talking, like, if you are a guy who's, you know, into the more stereotypical sports, you know,
drinking beer.
That's, you know, you shouldn't be shamed for that. Whereas, but on the flip side, where it stems from, niggas will call you gay because you, like, eat a banana in front of them, or, like, you can't carry an umbrella as a man that looks man. I've never understood it, but apparently a man walking around with an umbrella.
I don't walk around with an umbrella.
I wear an umbrella down to go fucks. but that's the little stupid shit.
Clap back.
But that's the stupid shit
that's the manly side coming out.
Wait, it's not manly to use umbrellas?
Apparently not.
I didn't know that. Wait, didn't Wandsworth Bentley? Oh no.
Wandsworth Bentley.
I
think you'll get an argument on that.
Yeah.
I feel like most majority. You should be right. Most majority of people I know is gonna thug it out with a hoodie. Just, you know what I mean?
What's that? Say it
They're
again.
gonna thug it out with a hoodie.
Oh yeah,
If
totally.
it's raining. You know me, I don't care.
I'm just lazy. I don't want to wear an umbrella.
But it's, you know, but that's an example of something that I guess you could say some people would say is feminine. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so I get, like, you know, there are some traditionally things that, you know, are kind of toxic for, and it has negative impact on, like, you know, women and kids. Like, you know, I mean, there's things that are under that toxic masculinity umbrella that should be addressed. You know what I mean? But, you know, but like I said, there's no right or wrong way to be a man. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
I mean, and you know, everybody's different, right? And I may have different viewpoints about what masculinity is versus not, but I feel like, being a man a lot of times is either in you or it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when it comes to times to, like, standing up to issues, standing up to controversy, you know what I'm saying? Being a protector, you know what I mean? Just handling your business in general, I feel like it's in some guys and it was not. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, I feel like, especially with women, they don't want you to be a man until it's time to be a man. Meaning that, you only be in tune, you only be soft, you only be like all of this stuff until somebody breaks into the house. Or until, I gotta deal with some issues. Then it's like, oh no, you the man, go ahead and handle it. You know
I'm sorry, Vinny. Did you have something to add to this, Vinny?
Nah, I was just gonna say, I believe back in the day they used to call it a sensitive thug.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that I think that, like, however you decide to be or act, culturally or whatever, as long as like it has a foundation of respect, it's fine.
Absolutely.
I think where the whole toxic masculinity thing kind of shifted a bit was where it went from identifying things that caused harm,
Right.
to things like to just be anything that was considered inherently manly. Or could be like generally thought of as manly. And I think that's where, like, it's like, okay, well, like let's rein it back a little bit, because in my limited scope of experience, it does seem like to me a lot of women do tend to prefer manly men or alpha men, or even men that tend to subscribe to, like, the Kevin Samuels sort of school of thought. They may not publicly, like, say it, and sometimes it's like a lot of women that are, like, super, publicly, like, on their social media platform saying, like, super like pro feminist things, like, oh, a man needs to be this way.
A man
but
needs to be this
right,
way.
But then they wind up dating men that are the opposite of that, and
Right.
I think maybe it's just like needing to, like, come to terms with what you think it should be versus, like, what you are actually attracted to. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like who you like, but I don't think you should demonize how someone is or acts if it's not something that is disrespectful.
Right.
It may not be your cup of tea, and that's cool, but that just means you let it be. Like, you go over here to something else, or you just let them be.
I when I first started, like, dating and stuff, like, I realized I had a shift in dating when I first started, like, when 19, like, when I really started dating. I would watch American Pie. I love that movie, right? And I had this realization where a lot of the girls were going after Stifler. Now, we all remember how Stifler was. He was like an asshole, whatever. He was saying what he wanted to do. But he played sports, drink beer. I realized that that there's a fantasy of, we think that the girls want the the prince. We'll say Disney prince.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in reality, they want. I feel as though a lot of women, and I'm not speaking for women because I don't. Y'all all like what you like, but I just realized in my dating experience that women like a man to act like a man. Get what I'm saying? Like even to the stuff they complain about, like if they hang out with their boys and you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, or we cuss or we belch or we fart or whatever. That's something I feel as though women like. They don't. I mean, of course, again, it's a balance. They don't want you to hang out with your boys all the time. They don't want you to watch sports all the time. They don't want you to drink beer all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a balance. Oh, they don't want you to curse. You know, like a sailor all the time.
Right.
But I think it's a thing that they are naturally attracted to because they want a man. Those are the characteristics that come with being a man.
Right. So continuing with this conversation about what women want in a room full of males, I think what we
cultural appropriation.
What we may be getting at is that like
I don't care if I'm canceled. I don't care.
It seems like women tend to, in our experience, tend to go for like they want a man to do manly and rough shit,
right?
But not be
Especially
100% and only that. They want like moments of like passion and like softness. I don't know, like not even in a negative way.
See, you're so much of a man, you don't even know how to describe it.
Yo,
you know
and like,
but that's because
it just takes it. I think with I guess it's all about balance, right? So I think I guess even though women we're talking about who we think likes the traditional manly man or whatever, right? There still needs to be moments where you can still have be able to be vulnerable with your woman. You know what I'm saying? Being because there's a lot of dudes struggle with that. You know what I mean? Because there are some women who might not be receptive to that. They might try to clown you, but that's a toxic girl. That's not something you really know.
That's a toxic girl.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just being able to like be attentive and like be sensitive to like their needs and just listening. I think listening is the big.
Oh, that's a huge.
And I agree with you. I'm sorry, Mr. Brown. I agree with you, Mr. Brown, on stuff you're talking about. But I also feel like if you're a man, bro, you ain't going. The social trends don't dictate whether you're a man, how masculine you at. You know what I'm saying? Like, end of the day, I don't care what they saying on TV. I don't care what they say on the news. Like, understand? Like, when it comes to like being a protector or like you being acting a certain way, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
man. You gonna feel how you gonna feel. Like, at the end of the day, like, if it comes to wearing certain stuff, if they come out with some trend where now all of a sudden guys are getting trans stamps, I'm not getting one. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what the social media is. So I don't care what's going on. So you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter.
So if I hear you correctly,
a man stamp.
What you're saying is that you did not hop onto the man romper trend.
Negative. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
And I'm gonna take it back to just the original topic of the Hoochie Daddy or whatever, right? You gotta realize, this isn't really, even though it seems that way now, reality is, this shit ain't nothing new. Niggas wearing short shorts is really not that new. You go back to the 70s, you see pictures of your parents, they had them short ass shorts.
That's true.
When they played basketball, you saw short shorts back in the day.
The John Stocktons.
The 70s and 80s. Yeah. So this ain't nothing new. It's like every fashion always evolves, you know what I mean? And I'm probably the most metro guy of the group, of the four of us here. So yeah, I got a couple of Hoochie Daddy shorts. I was out on my little vacation this weekend.
He was it. But see, but
I mean,
it was good.
But I do it, and then I do it because I know it looks good on me, and I did this shit before.
I know.
So you're a trailblazer.
Yes.
Okay. I guess, but yeah, I mean, but like you said, but whether you follow trends or not, that doesn't define anything about you, but how much of a man you are or aren't.
No, I feel
you know what I'm saying? So I know plenty of people who like, you know what, I'm gonna dress the way I want to dress. If I'm, and I'm good with that. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I need to hop on and get these J's because of this, or get these certain styles of shorts, certain styles of shoes. You know what I mean? You as a man, you make a decision like what you like. Period. So you know what I'm saying? Whether that's following the trends, you may following that shit, or you stick with your script. You know what you like to wear. You ain't going to deviate too much from it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And then if anything, now eventually the baggy shit's gonna come back in style. It is kind of a little bit with Gen Z. I've noticed they're wearing like the 2000s look of the baggy jeans.
Yeah, but not like we did though.
No, not like we did. But I mean, I'm saying eventually all shit comes back to style.
Right. So
fashion always evolves and circles back.
So you think that the thugged out Looney Tunes?
To a degree.
God, I hope not.
To a degree, I think it will come back.
So white tees may make a comeback.
Tall,
right.
Yeah, them dudes out here wearing muumuus in the 2000s with 6X tees.
And getting girls though.
Yeah, that was in the beginning because, like you said, it was in the style at the time.
Right.
And niggas dressed because they want to look good for women.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the takeaway from this whole Hoochie Daddy movie?
If I may, Vin, in this segment appropriately, is that okay?
Yeah.
I ain't your Hoochie Daddy, hood rat, Hoochie Daddy. I ain't your Hoochie Daddy.
It's supposed to be a song.
Hood rat, Hoochie Daddy.
I think that sounds like a good takeaway to me.
All right, what's good, guys? Back again. I'm just sure you guys heard us talking about the Hoochie Daddy shorts and masculinity and everything like that. But one of the things that is close to me personally, and which I've noticed in terms of masculinity, is I feel like it's a big drop of masculinity within music. I feel like a lot of rappers today are like super soft, super emotional. They always gotta give you their life story and how hard they had it. You know what I'm saying? It's less of perseverance, less about how tough I am, less of what I made it through. Now every rapper even wants to rap about a girl or their feelings, and it's becoming sickening.
You sound like an old fuck right now.
I'm just saying.
You sound like an old fuck.
Bro,
Listen, the days of KRS-One.
KRS-One? Good God.
Rakim.
Rakim.
All right, look.
Yo.
Y'all know what? I hate old school rap. I can't stand it. I don't get it. It's just talking over. It's literally just talking over a beat.
How, bro?
Oh my!
How? Don't you dare disrespect a Jay-Z,
I would never.
a Lil Wayne.
No, I don't include them.
Guys.
I don't include them.
They are tough rappers.
No, what I'm saying.
You don't think Jay-Z's a tough rapper?
No, I think he's more so talking about the style.
The what, like chaos, like Clive
so when hip hop
stuff like that.
Yeah, like original
that's
hip hop.
just before your era. So
But technically, Sugar Hill Gang was a peaceful rapper.
But
you know what I'm saying? Like,
late 70s, when hip hop kind of first started, I think what he's trying to get at
is like
that original sound, where because before your time,
right?
And you just
that poetry over a beat shit is bullshit to me. It's so boring. It's so boring.
Oh man.
But yes, I agree. Like, I think it's more. It's a trend now. Like rap has become a trend where it's not even. I saw a meme that made me bust out laughing, and I thought of you and Vin because y'all are more traditional listeners of rap than me and Mr. Brown are. It said, I'm from an era where if you can't rap, you didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I get what you're saying. It's not. It's. I think that the bar has been lowered a lot to meet the lack of talent that's out there. But what we were talking about earlier, we were talking about, Champagne Poppy. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but that's Drake, yo.
Okay.
Oh my God, yo. Jesus Christ.
I wish I would call Never Do Pop.
I was wondering when that was gonna come.
And Mr. Brown was showing us a video about the 2016 Drake. That was, if
you're reading this, it's already
as opposed to Honestly Nevermind,
that just recently
dropped, which I loved. I didn't like it first.
Still ain't co-signing that one.
That's not true. That's not what. No, actually, that is what you said. That isn't. I think you only like one song on there, right?
I barely like that one. I didn't even like Drake's part. I like 21 Savage's part.
No,
Fast forward into that. That part was
you mean to the literal last track
yes,
of the album?
the last verse. The last verse of that whole album.
But yeah, so I mean, it's just, but that's just the evolution of stuff in general. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's not for you. It's not for you. That's all. That's cool.
Yo, man, but oh my gosh, I feel like it's so commercialized now. Like, yo, I don't need to hear about your whole life struggle. Like, yo, give me something before. Like, everything is my life is hard. You don't know what I go through, bruh. Like, you ain't even going through something these other people went through. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so like, yo, you battling with depression. Cool. Most people are battling with depression. You got anxiety. Cool. 90% of the population got anxiety. Your struggle ain't worse than most other people.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I'm saying? Like, yo,
that type of content is only recently normalized in or at least in hip hop that I know of, because really one of the very few people that I knew that was talking about things like that is actually ironically Eminem, but it just wasn't in his style, and Joe Budden.
But he also did Kim. He also did the song I Am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would argue that those are iterations of emo rap. It just, the sound is just different, but the content, he's talking about how he feels when he's trying to just take a piss in a restaurant and someone's asking him for his autograph. And I Am, What I Say I Am, and what's that? I forget what the name of that song was. Remember Me? When he was like, he had the Columbine flip. Yeah. It was like 216, whatever.
And even with that though, it didn't make you want to cry listening to his whole album. You know what I'm saying?
But that's how he processed it. But like 2 years later, like on Joe Budden's debut album, he had 10 minutes where he's literally just, it's a 10-minute song talking about his feelings and the shit that he's going through and come and take a walk with me and all of that. And like that was 20 years ago. It's just that now it was,
God.
Yeah, y'all are old motherfuckers.
Yeah,
but it's just now it's popular. It's more common and more accepted to talk about that. But like, that's a lot of things. There's a lot of content in hip hop today that wasn't accepted 20, 25, 30 years ago.
Well, look at movies too. I mean, it's the same concept. Like a lot of movies that went up for Oscars and stuff like that all deal with pretty much sad crap, yo. You know what I'm saying?
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead, my fault.
No.
So, to that point, right? Like, I remember we had a conversation earlier, and going back to the masculinity part, right? And the frustrating part is, when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about the guys. The girls are going harder than the guys right now in this rap game. Like, prime example. Kevin Gates, if this podcast comes to you some kind of way, please don't come looking for me. This is just an honest critique. But Kevin Gates' album just came out, right? I was in the car, I heard the first song. I was like, yes! Most gangster tough song I've heard in a while. It was like 13 songs on that album. One tough intro, the rest was him crying over the entire album.
But okay,
so hold on, but mind you got Megan Thee Stallion that had, some alleged shooting stuff going on, breakups. She came out with Plan B, one of the most savage songs I've heard this year.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Cardi B. Prime example, that song "Bust It Down" or "Break It" was again with these guys going on. She out-rapping than most of the guys on the toughness. These guys are getting soft, bro. Soft. I need them to step their game up.
Well, I'm not touching the Meg Thee Stallion issue with a 10-foot pole.
Oh, I want to touch.
That's why I said allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
I want to touch.
She still came out tough though. Like because even that song she remixed with Tupac. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like she is going harder than me. Like realistically, Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B are out rapping 90% of these guys right now.
I think
did you hear WAP?
I think you're seeing two trends that are happening simultaneously. On the women's side, it's a lot of women who really have a lot of skill, to be honest, getting the visibility in ways that they didn't before. Where classically there was 25 years ago there was only room for one, so you had Lil Kim and Foxy kind of tried to break through, and then with it's now just popular women rappers are having more space to exist simultaneously. So you're seeing Cardi and Meg and Saweetie and all of them exist at the same time, and they're being applauded for rapping hard, whereas before it was about being sultry and being sexy. But you're also seeing a similar trend where it's okay for male rappers to be more in tune with their feelings. And I think if I'm hearing you correctly, I think your issue is less so with people dealing with their feelings on record and more so with the sound that they choose when they're dealing with their feelings on the record. Because Jay-Z has an entire album, 444, where he's talking about his feelings. And
I was mad about that too, but it was a good album. It was a good album,
But if you think about it, like I said, a lot of Eminem's music is dealing with his feelings. A lot of these Kendrick Lamar, his current album, he is dealing with his feelings.
I was mad at that too, but also a good album. But I was also mad at that too.
And I would even make the argument that to some level, Good Kid, Mad City, he's dealing with his feelings, and it's just the sound is different. So I mean, that's what it sounds
But also
like.
the subject matter is different too. That going back to masculinity, it's been deemed okay that a man can talk about his feelings. That a man, first of all, from a marketing point of view, it's much more relatable to do so because you do have a guy like Kevin Gates who who he is, but can be like, yo, I feel the same way about this kind of shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thugging out whatever. But there are days like I feel sad, I feel depressed.
But see, and I'm sorry, but I feel like there's a difference, right? And I gotta push back with it a little bit on this because you always had rappers talking about their feelings. The difference is it wasn't so marinated and so soft. You know what I mean? Like you've always had Pac talking about feelings. You know what I'm saying? You've had Biggie talking about feelings when he felt suicidal. The difference was it wasn't so soft.
So again, that goes to the sound and the vibe. You don't like that.
I agree with you, but I'm saying, you would still have mixture of songs within it. And to the point earlier, you always had tough female rappers. Remy Martin's been around forever. Before then, you had Mia X. You always had rappers, but to me, it's just a difference because there's such a lack of toughness in the game now, and everybody wants to be soft and look at my problems. Versus, this toughness that used to be out there, and now these girls are out there outdoing the guys, and it's crazy.
I think that So I think all right. Here's another theory, or hot. I don't know if it's a hot topic. I think that what you see right now, like you said with the Kevin Gates of the world, is part of why Drake also keeps winning. Because these same people that was making fun of Drake, 10 years ago, are the same people that's now spilling their feelings in a melodic way, like he did on albums.
Yeah, and that's why.
Yeah, bro. You know what, Brandon? Honestly, never mind.
And that's why, I have to. If you are out there and you somehow listen to this podcast, T.I., thank you. Lil Wayne, thank you. Master P, thank you. Jay-Z, thank you. Nick Mill, thank you. Because y'all the few that are holding it down right now.
Who did you say?
Some of these dudes are
you said T.I.
T.I., Lil Wayne.
Wait. So T.I.
What about Dead and Gone?
T.I., Us or Else, Dead and Gone, No Mercy, all talking about feelings about different things.
But was he right? But did he sit back and go through? Did he talk about stubbing his toe on the step and now he's struggling?
Right. So
you know what I'm saying? There's levels of talking about what you're going through.
I think
you know what I'm saying?
I think what's missing for him specifically.
Nobody's saying hi to me. Now I'm sad. Now I'm going on the record. No, bro. I don't get likes on social media, so now I'm depressed. No. That's not real problems, bro. You gotta deal with real problems.
But I think
I can't wait till Kevin Gates come after you. I can't wait till Kevin Gates come.
I know, right? Get a mean tweet
it's a sign of the times. But I think on top of that, I think you kind of got you hit it on it a little bit when you talk about mental health. The song, in addition to that subject matter, you also have to factor in now a lot of the songs are more melodic and sing-songy, almost if it almost like it's an R&B single.
Exactly.
So I think you combine that. I think that's where he's probably that's losing him because it's not even like that. Spitting bars,
exactly.
A certain rap,
right?
Hold on a second. Wait. What were we talking about the other day where we were surprised he was a fan of? It was some singer or something.
Rihanna?
Yes.
Yeah, she's not a rapper. She's doing what she's supposed to do, singing. That's a totally different thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
she raps on Pour It Up. Cool. She raps on Lemon.
Cool. That's not right. But she's not coming out as a hardcore rapper and then she's like, I tripped over the curb. Y'all don't know my pain. Oh my gosh! Somebody said I don't like you. Now I'm hurt due to that. No, you need to suck up. You got Pac bragging about getting shot 5 times. You go from 50 getting shot 9 times to I feel sad today.
Hold on.
No,
did you,
it's not the same.
Stop. Did you like 21 Questions when it came out?
Not really.
Oh my God!
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh my God!
I skip that joint all the time. But Many Men, tough. You know what I'm saying? Don't Push Me. Tough. Pretty much most of the songs on the album tough. But 50 even the same thing. And
isn't that a song about feelings? Right now I'm on the edge, so don't push me.
Yeah.
I'm going but what was the last part? I should murder you something, keep thinking I'm pussy.
Fill your ass up with lead.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need a little right. You need a little you need them to come back.
Sprinkle a little bit there. Sprinkle a little bit about
Did you like Candy Shop?
I didn't like that. I didn't like the song with Akon he did.
Did you like Baltimore Love Song?
Not really.
Oh my God.
I mean, you consistent. I was
relax.
But but 50 again, I don't hold him as such a higher standard. You know what I mean? As I do some of these other artists.
But also,
You know
but you realize that I get what you're saying. Like in all seriousness, I get what you're saying. But you also understand that it's been found out that since you have females listening to your music, right? And there's an aspect that had to make a shift because you notice females are coming out to your shows. You notice that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You just notice that a lot of these guys are becoming sex symbols. So they have to. While that sounds great to have, a song to cater to you, there's also songs that they want to cater to. Yeah.
And you can.
In reality, like when it comes to like having a fan base,
right?
It's better to have a female fan.
So
base.
And rappers
that's where the money at.
And to be fair, rappers have said. I've heard Lil Durk say that stuff before. I've heard T Grizzly say that stuff before. Yeah. But it's
the whole reason LL Cool J is probably not taking it as seriously as he should. He got bars, but because he's more of a sex symbol, and a lot of people feel like he caters to the.
But you want to be mad at somebody? Be mad at him.
But you could even
started that trend.
But you can even shift it to people you wouldn't think about necessarily, like Method Man. There's apparently there's things going around like social media right now. I guess where women find him to be a sex symbol.
Right.
Did you like All I Need with Mary J. Blige?
It was alright. It wasn't like that. I'm not like that. No, like all I need was something I would listen to while I'm going to skating rink. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to Shake and Bake.
Okay,
you listen to it while you
so you just made my point right there. If you were going to a skating rink, you know what I'm saying, and well, just for the times, we'll say 50 Cent Best Friend with Olivia was out, right? That's going to become a much bigger hit because there are all multiple places you can play that song as opposed to just listening to it on the album.
I feel you, but I don't want to buy your album thinking I'm going to get one thing and then I get a totally different thing.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if you're going to sit back and again, I expect Kevin Gates to hold a certain standard. Same with T Grizzly. Drake, not so much because I already understand what type of artist Drake is. The same with some of these other artists that kind of walk the line. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the guys that were supposed to be the tougher rappers are now becoming more sensitive and more soft. And that's where my disappointment comes in.
But are they becoming more sensitive or soft, or the fact that we're growing up and living in a different age where men can say how they feel about certain things? And
that's sensitive. That is damn near defining this man sensitive.
Your poor wife.
I'm just saying, bro. Everything doesn't need to be, my struggle, I'm soft. And if, again, you're talking about people that got shot 5 times, 6 times, got active feds investigations, and they holding tough. Meanwhile, you ain't getting likes on social media, and you talking about you got it so hard.
But maybe
it's not the same.
Maybe
bro.
that speaks to the diversity of hip hop now.
Mm-hmm.
There's room now for that to be here, and it's cool. While simultaneously, you have rappers that are well into their 40s releasing full studio albums that speak to another segment of hip hop. That's more in line with what you would be looking like. If T.I. drops an album tomorrow, me and you are going to run to that. Mm-hmm. But if I don't know, if Dirk drops an album, well, that's probably a bad example. If
but that's my point.
Okay, so Drake dropped, honestly, never mind, and that's a whole different segment that there's that of people that run to it, and it may be, but it's to what DJ Vila said, that's a wider base of people, because and it's just that there's room now for that.
But I think that, and I agree with you, but I also think, again, look at it with the 47-year-olds. They're on that same wave right now. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, when is the last time Jay-Z dropped a tough album?
Jay-Z doesn't have to anymore.
I agree. I hear you. But I'm just saying, just in general.
And
when you talk about older rappers, right?
Yeah.
You got Wayne, you got T.I. Give me another one that still goes hard on the album.
But, let's use Lil Wayne, for example. He had the Carter 2, but he also had Lollipop, which was his first #1 single. And his first record.
And to be fair, he had Mona Lisa.
True. Right. Yes, I'm about to say. It's about one album. It's about one song on a 15 album.
Spilling feelings.
Exactly. For sure. But I'm that's one song out of 15. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same.
Right.
It's
I'm gonna close this up real quick because we gotta move on. Mm-hmm. But a really good example of that is Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, when he signed with Star Trek, he started making. Of course, he had his records with Death Row. He had, Still a G Thing, all that kind of stuff. But then he had Beautiful, and then he had Beautiful
started making happy music.
Yeah, because that's just not what he wants to talk about anymore. You know what I'm saying? He made signs. He made Sexual Eruption.
Yeah, which I can respect if someone's in a different space, not trying to forcefully manufacture struggle, because you're not struggling no more. And I also, but I also have a lot of respect for someone like Pusha T, who can still paint those vivid pictures, even though I would hope. But I'm assuming like Pusha T ain't like still hustling in Virginia these days. So,
but that's a great example.
You mean you hope he's not grinding?
And another thank you to Pusha T for keeping it 100, because bro, you one of the last ones left right now.
That's kind of funny because Drake and Pusha T hate each other,
and I can see why. Sensitive.
But that would be a dope ass song if they made a song together. It'll never happen.
Drake. It was a surprise when Kanye West and Drake did a concert just recently.
Yeah, because people like Pusha T. Like you see with all the Jay-Z songs that Drake has done, like bring rapper Drake out of him. You know what I mean? He's even said that in an interview. He's like, I want to do like a more popular song with Jay-Z, but when I sit down and do a song with him, I just want to rap. So I would love to see Pusha T do a song with Drake just for that reason, because I do think Drake is a really good rapper. But
I ain't gonna front. Drake has disappointed me personally, and I know he don't.
Jesus Christ! God damn!
He doesn't owe
God damn! Yo, that got really real just now, yo.
I understand,
that got really real just now.
And, understand, Drake doesn't owe me anything, but I was just severely disappointed from watching him grow up as an artist to watch what he turned into. You know what I'm saying? But, again, I'm not...
You mean a guy who just signed a contract for $400 million?
Again, he don't owe me anything. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying...
You're disappointed to see that?
I'm I'm at the point now, I'm like, when a rapper I like comes out with an album, I listen to it the day it comes out. I stream it. I'll wake up to listen to that album. Like Drake, I can listen to it 2 weeks from down the line. You know what I mean? And won't even care, because I know it's probably maybe 2 good songs max on this album. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it's not the same. If a Wayne album drops out tonight, I will stay up to 1 in the morning to wait for the album to come out and listen to it, because I know it's gonna be on point. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's just these artists now, man. They not built that same way. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's R&B rap to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel that way the same way. I mean, we joke and stuff, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel that way that you feel.
Yeah,
you know
for sure.
I mean?
All right, so let's get into some messy shit.
This is my favorite segment, yo. Messy shit with Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown will talk about shit. And it's messy and it's shit because his name is Mr. Brown.
Thanks, I appreciate the effort there.
Lying motherfucker.
It was,
Lying motherfucker.
We're getting there. Eventually, we'll find a jingle. A jingle.
Oh
God, no.
Oh, that's a different subject.
We'll find a jingle that works with this.
A tingle that.
Oh my God.
A tingle that works.
All right, so I guess because we've been talking about music for the last couple minutes or whatever. So I'll kind of, with the messy shit, I want to go into the last Verzuz battle that happened. So for those of you who don't know, and obviously Verzuz is still kind of a thing now. But the last Verzuz battle, it was kind of like, it was trending all day, especially the next day, just because it was so messy, literally. So it's basically like the R&B guy night, if you will. So you had, and they even did it. It was weird. They did it a little bit differently. Like they had it's like a fight. So they had an undercard round and then the main event.
Oh really?
That's how it started.
Oh my God.
So the undercard round, started with because the main event was Mario versus Omarion.
Right.
Which was a good segment. I thought it was fair. But the undercard battle had it was Bobby Valentino. It was Bobby Valentino and Ray J versus Sammy and.
Oh, stop it!
So it was a tag team competition.
Yeah, versus Sammy and Pleasure P from Pretty Ricky.
That's why they were there.
That's why it was so long.
Okay,
but this is the first time they did that, because normally it's just the main. It's just whoever's the.
That's what I thought. It was just.
They normally don't do that, but this particular one they wanted to do. I guess they decided to do like an undercard.
Okay. Sammy.
Do you remember Sammy?
Yeah, I was like, wait.
I remember him on the Soulja Boy song.
Kiss Me. Yeah, he did. He performed. That was one of the songs he performed. Kiss Me Through the Phone.
That's fine. I didn't even know that was him on that song.
But anyway, so that
wow.
So that pretty much started the whole theme of the night just being messy as fuck, because them niggas was probably drunk, high, and they were so aggressive with each other. It felt like watching rappers on because they were shit talking each other the entire time, clowning each other. That's what just with the undercard.
They would shit talk each other, then sing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard.
face, you know. And then everybody's clowning because some of these niggas ain't really sound that great.
Oh yeah, a lot of people sounded off key.
A lot of people sounded off key.
And Brandy came for his life on social media.
Yep.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, because Brandy was there watching.
Yeah,
Like, she was trying to look like the proud sister, but you could tell certain nights she was like.
Yeah, she was like, I told your ass what to do to preserve your voice, but you ain't.
So it was just a lot of message, it was nothing crazy. I mean, there were a couple moments where I was like, oh, these niggas about to get into it because it was like I said, it was real aggressive. You wouldn't think these were singing dudes. You would think these were rappers. So the way they was being aggressive.
To be fair, they said Keith Sweat is a thug in real life. So
yeah, I mean, most of these in reality,
don't get it twisted.
Most of these R&B dudes are the real. A lot of these R&B dudes on the low are the tough ones, not the rappers. If you really think about it.
That's true.
Man, listen, yo.
Oh, here we go.
So that verse got, and then the thing continued with the main event with Mario versus Omarion. And shout out to Mario because he definitely repped Baltimore very well with that night because he was one of the few that sounded good singing. And
did he?
Yeah,
he's cool.
Yeah, everybody universally says he won because Omarion was just. Like, I don't know the vibe. He was on that night, it wasn't there.
They said he was punking on Mario.
Oh, he was bitching the shit on Mario.
He was only doing it because it was a Mario. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well,
had that been Chris Brown on stage,
I did a little bit.
That would not be sliding.
No, first I saw the clips I did see. I know Omarion. I think he did try to clown first, talk about calling him fat or a lot of shit, some shit. And then Mario got savage after that, pretty much. Mario was,
what are we talking about?
Two pretty boys having an altercation. That's what we're talking about.
So DJ Felix is clearly not really a fan of Verzuz, period. So what I was getting at, obviously that was that shit was funny as fucking entertaining. But I think it was one of the more recent ones that were kind of popular. But I feel like some of these other ones that have come out have been kind of nobody's really paying attention, really. You know what I'm saying? That was
because
there was one with like Cypress Hill versus Oh my god.
Well, that was
Onyx.
That was the first one they put behind the paywall. I think. I think that hurt the numbers too. But
so what I was going to ask is like. Because we all outside nowadays, or at least on some level. So we all know Verzuz kind of started as like a thing to do during the pandemic when we were all in the house, and when 2 artists would be on a little choppy camera feed and talk about their songs, and now it's turned to like a live concert event. Oh, so is Verzuz still needed now that we're outside?
Yeah, I think so.
I honestly thought it was dead, but.
I think that.
Obviously, this amazing performance brought it back.
I honestly thought that the Lox versus Dipset was like the series finale. Yeah. We went out on the bang.
Yes. That was a great one.
But then they announced more, and it's cool. I just think that they need to figure out, and that's probably what they're trying to do, like figure out how to like make this worthwhile when people can like easily just go outside and do things. Like now that people can go outside, like why would they want to sit inside and stream?
I mean, it's still on Instagram, so you can always just pull it up on your phone no matter where you at. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be doing something you don't feel like doing and just pull it up and watch it and be like, yo, bet.
But don't you feel like now if you and I wanted to do a versus battle, we could do it. I'm talking to you, Flash.
Right.
Like, if I wanted to play some Drake shit, I could do the exact same thing that these people were doing. Like,
people have done that.
Exactly. So that's why I think it's truly stupid that all it really is just people playing their own music.
Well, let's look at the Lox and Dipset, right? Yeah. They did their battle, and from the final, can you remember the words of their song? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or
Dipset, yeah.
Or like Mr. Brown was bringing up, like, yo, how. Like when Omarion and Mario did their thing, how Omarion couldn't sing. You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff you're really gonna find out when they do it.
And that was a popular thing that night. Omarion got exposed that he really can't sing.
A couple of them. I think it was like Jeremiah. It was a couple of them.
Jeremiah came out doing
like all of them got to put out. So it's like, yo, it still has its place. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it still has its place that these guys look like fools. I mean, if that's the place they really want.
That's representative verses, though.
You know what I'm saying? And I will say one thing it did kind of do, which I'm a guy who likes R&B music, so I can't speak. But I think what this did is it made people like Usher started trending because and he just did like one of them Tiny Desk concerts.
Mm-hmm.
And he was and he's been trending like, oh my god, because he can he's when he's younger he can still sing. People kind of downplay Usher a little bit these days, but that nigga still he's one of the GOATs.
Sometimes I think it's supposed to be him and Chris Brown allegedly.
Well, Chris Brown what Chris Brown said was the only person that would do a versus against his Usher.
Which makes sense.
So but I think we're at the point now because now a lot of artists have already done it. Like so, who's left to still do it?
Jodeci and Drew Hill.
Yeah, there's a lot. That'd be good.
That would be a good one. Yeah.
Of course, you want the really.
I don't think they got enough money for that one. They wouldn't put the ready together for that one.
You know,
That's crazy. Yo.
I mean, I would love to see Jay-Z versus Wayne. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that one would be a win.
Nah,
I don't think it'd be a battle though.
Yeah.
But wait a minute.
Just
Whoa. But what's the verses though? They just if Jay-Z and Lil Wayne, which is a really good example, if they came out and performed their song, had an instrumental in the background, or however, I've been to concerts forever. If they played their music and performed it, that's a verse.
That's what they're doing.
That's what they did.
Yeah, that's what they're doing now. Yeah,
Not sitting there playing your own music and
That's-
you're bopping your head to
That's
it.
how it started.
That's when
it started.
quarantine was a thing.
It was
Like
the-
now
it
they do
started when
concerts.
quarantine.
They be out there.
I do honestly think that Jay-Z is on that list of people that will never do a verse.
Oh yeah, we know that.
Why would he?
Jay,
He's a billionaire.
Kanye, Drake.
Kanye can do it versus. You can go
Beyonce.
in
Against who?
Dre.
But so Kanye, I think Kanye actually made a good point on Drink Champs when he said like he could bring different types of Kanye. Like he was like, y'all would honestly need 4 different people to go against.
I would put him against Dre just because Dre's done so many songs, and I feel like he's done so many production projects. Like I think you.
I agree, but I think the only person that could come close
Or
to
Pharrell.
Kanye is Pharrell.
Well, no.
Because of the versatility.
No. The Neptunes. You need both of them.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I say you would have like Pharrell has the closest chance because there's layers to Pharrell. Like you got Neptune's Pharrell, you got R&B Pharrell, you got and so the same thing.
Pharrell.
Right. So the same thing with Kanye. Like whereas with Dre, and it's not a disrespect to Dre, but Dre like isn't as multifaceted.
I give you that.
But yeah, like
That's why we need the verses.
Maybe Timberland instead.
I mean,
But him and Swiss already went.
and Swiss Swiss won that one, didn't he?
Yeah. He did.
Swiss beat Timberland, and
He had a whole bunch of songs people ain't know he did.
and he beat Just Blaze.
Yeah.
So
But
what else-
Just Blaze I expect.
With the pre-pandemic one.
Yeah, exactly. So I think when it comes to the verses specifically, it's not so much. It's a lot of it's about song selection and when you play your song
Sure.
at that moment. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
You gotta know it's like almost it's creating a set list.
Right.
You know, your biggest
Like-
hits and your sleeper gems. So you just gotta know when to drop.
But see, I
Jada
think
Kiss wrote the blueprint to
But I
that.
see. I think
Because clearly, most people was like, "Oh, the Dipset ain't going to eat them." You know what I mean?
I knew that wasn't going to happen.
A lot of people was talking like, "Oh, the Lock's going to totally lose."
Yo,
that.
listen.
They
and-
forgot what the locks was about. Man.
And people, please don't come for me on Twitter. I'm sorry, yo. Cameron can't rap.
no, he
The
can't.
only one,
No, I
he
don't go that
cannot.
far.
the only one that,
man.
the only people that go off on Dipset is Jewels and Jim Jones and Hell Rel. Outside of that,
Nah, Cam can rap.
know
He
Cam.
gets a
I mean,
little.
Cisa Lisa,
I like
eat
his
a piece
flow.
of pizza.
I love
You can't be rapping. Like, yo, no, bro. Like, nah, dog. Nah, yo.
I like some of that
Wait,
shit.
wait. I'll make you say holy moly. No. Get out of here. You're not doing that.
But you remember them joints,
You
though.
remember his flow? You can't say what you want about him. He has one of the most memorable
Gosh,
flows.
man.
I'll give him that.
Him and Birdman on the same level to me. It's like,
I agree with that
I'll be listening to a song,
Thank you.
and I'm like, yo, fast forward. Like, your verse ain't over yet. Fast forward
I
again.
think you getting
Man,
getting
listen.
out of hand with that.
But,
No, I agree with that.
Let them
totally,
do a
bro.
versus. Let Cameron and Birdman do a
I think
versus.
you letting your judge.
You did that right there.
I think you're like you're remembering Cameron in his pink furry era. You don't like pink, so that's why you fucking with him. It's like,
Oh, that's real too.
Yeah,
That's all you see is pink. That's all you see is pink.
I think the verses. So, what verses? If y'all can make any verses, a lot of people, what verses would y'all?
I'm
want to
not
see?
in this conversation.
Jay-Z and Wayne. I
Okay.
would do Drew Hill versus Jodeci.
That's a good
That'd
one.
be a good one.
I would do.
And I think that's one where everyone would assume one would win, but
Yeah.
actually the other would.
I would do Little Kim versus Nicki Minaj.
That would be a really.
There was talk about that apparently at one point.
Who else would I do? I would do.
You mean Little Kim the way she looked in 1997,
All
right?
facets.
She had to look that way.
Well, okay, but she's people clown out when she looks.
Kim can still rap.
She can still rap.
Yeah.
You see her go. She's someone who has stage presence. Like she can go
Yeah.
rock and rock. I just saw a video of her on performing at Essence Festival yesterday.
I saw.
But
She can still
look-
rock. Her looks
saw-
kind of strapped.
Oh, you know what else you could do?
But
You can do. Oh,
just
yeah,
straight
he already
up
got
talent.
one though. But you can put like Fab versus Mace. I think that'd be a dope one.
Yeah,
Fab just got dusted by Jada.
He did Jada.
Kiss.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He just did one, but
Fab
Yeah, other
versus
people
Mace.
can do it. Yeah, so there's a lot of people. Hell, the main headliner, like for women, like people would say Beyonce versus Rihanna. Will never happen.
That's
But,
the one
that'd
you
be a
do.
good one.
Yeah,
That'd be
that
the one
that'd be
for the
a good
culture.
one.
That would
But
be
see,
the most viewed.
But see,
But
those
when
are
they
like,
do them, they never really verse. There's always just like we're just singing together. Like I've never seen the verses where girls go at it.
Yeah, they don't really
and it's like a
they don't really-
competition.
they don't
So
really
it's
dance
The
like
Brandy and Monica one was spicy.
A little. That was a
I
little.
mean, yeah,
but they
but
had a
that's
rivalry.
just
But they had a real
because-
rivalry. So.
They had smoke before that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, did they?
Oh Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
they
that.
have
They
real
never
rivalry,
liked
yeah.
each other.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, Monica never liked Brandy. I don't know.
They almost fought apparently. The year they won
The
award. I think
the Boy Is Mine or something.
Yeah, they were at the VMAs. And I think they won for the Boy Is Mine video. And apparently, right before they performed, man, they got to a fight backstage.
Master P versus Puffy. That'd be a dope ass.
No, it's not.
Bad Boy versus No
No,
Limit.
it's not. It's Puff.
Yo,
Puff is decimating him.
that'd be a good one.
Yeah, Puff. is
No
destroying
Limit,
him.
and they can use all the Bad Boy versus all the No Limit. I think that.
I mean, maybe No Limit versus Cash Money.
Or Rough Riders.
That would make more sense to me. No matter versus
Oh
Cash.
yeah, and you do Bad Boy versus Rough Riders. That might be a good one.
Yeah,
Cause they both got like at least 200 hits behind both of them.
So clearly, there's still. So obviously, I think Verzuz is still profitable to a degree. There's
I
still
guess,
some, there's
but-
still some interest.
But how much of this nostalgia train can you ride on? You know what I'm saying? Like
Nostalgia
Till
is
the wheels
huge.
fall off, like
Especially
that.
with,
Still been
especially
running,
with Gen Z.
But
Gen
it's-
Z
they still
loves the
been running.
90s, yo. Gen Z.
but not R&B though.
No, R&B too. They out there with it. Yeah.
I've never known.
Have you
people
like yo? Think about
R&B.
last time you've been in a club and you hear Poison come out. They still go
Yeah.
off the Poison.
Yeah, they
you know what I'm
do.
saying?
That's
Like,
true.
Yeah,
They still be doing it, man.
But not like the love songs that we used to like and we used to crush over girls on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I told y'all before. You two have daughters. Like it must be a weird like when you get older and you're not romanced like when we were coming up. You know what I'm saying? And I know that sounds like a little like
Old manish.
ancient. Well, I'm just saying, I know that sounds a little bit ancient because I'm sure our parents said the same thing about us. But like now it's like
They
dead.
did say that about us.
Yeah, but now it's like dead. Like you know, because we used to make mixtapes.
Because you still got Bruno Mars out and thriving.
Yeah, but
Right.
you wouldn't play Bruno. But if you play that now, you're that
He's
girl would think you're a
freaking selling
cornball.
out. Like he's selling out like crazy. You know how much it costs to get a concert?
I'm talking about you and your girl. You're trying to impress this girl. You're trying to get her in the mood, and you break out Bruno Mars in your house. I mean, in theory, that sounds good.
But you don't have to because there's some rapper that's gonna sing it for you. You know what I mean? So all you gotta do is
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I might as well just put on
somebody and be like,
one of those
yo.
soft rap songs you heard. I'd rather put on that. You know what I'm saying?
So what's the takeaway from this?
I'm not watching the verses.
Okay, all right, there you go.
There you go. So,
I
some
think-
people don't like it. Some people
I think
still
it's
fuck
so
with
fucking stupid.
I think that
Clearly, he doesn't like it.
If why would I want to watch that? I could just play it on my phone. Why do I need to see these people do this? I could watch that on my phone
Because
or
entertainment.
listen to it.
Especially when they show up drunk. and
It's
they can't
entertaining.
sing.
Yeah.
That was-
Get
but
the
that's
words.
another thing. These
Or they start fighting on stage. It's always fun.
that could eventually happen.
Yeah.
We always
Like
that always
Bone-
happened with
Bone Thugs?
and
3-6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Blacks and the Dipset too was Cameron kick Styles P.
So,
So
it's an entertainment. I think that
It is.
reverse is like
It's
it's not
fun.
just in music. It's an entertainment.
you gotta give it a chance, man. That's fun to watch. It's
I
fun.
was the one
I have seen it, yo. That's another thing. Real quick, I know we're wrapping up, but like a lot of the guys y'all just said, right? I used to like Omarion, and I used to like Jeremiah. Well, I still kind of like Jeremiah, and all these people at Mario, and like you come out and you see them come out stage and act like total assholes, and they can't sing and they can't do all this kind of stuff. So I just don't. That's a lane I don't want to go down because it's just I rather preserve the memory of liking their songs than see. Let's be for real. See them want to recapture the magic that they once had. That's really what these verses are all
I
about.
don't think so. I think it's just fun.
So now,
It's both.
so-
I
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think
And
so.
I think it's good for the artists, yo. It's, they definitely because if nothing else, it gives them a moment for people like, oh, I remember this, and then go stream their
stream the
shit.
numbers.
Because like
Stream it
even
and
Oh, does that help with the streaming?
Oh,
number?
definitely.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that tends to be up too.
and because even
That's
when
assuming
they
they
have
own
the
it.
battles, like you'll look on Tidal and like they'll have like all of their songs listed the night before the battle, and that playlist stays on for like a month after that battle's over.
Still a good thing for the artists. I think it's still good for the culture. So
All right. So we hope y'all enjoyed this conversation about Hoochie Daddy shorts
I hated
And-
this entire
and
episode.
versus music. But if in all, we appreciate everyone. We appreciate y'all for supporting, and everyone enjoy the rest of your day. Till next time.
Can I just say real quick? Be sure to follow us on the gram, man. I don't think we've ever officially said.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Follow.
a good point.
We put up stories all the time. We put up gossip all the time. We we like to be interactive with everybody. So follow us on the gram at the Beer Plan Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Hit us up with some DMs. Except for like the porn people. Can you stop hitting me up? We're not gonna pay $24.95 to watch her ass, especially when you just type it on Reddit and see it for free.
Reddit.
So
you're not supporting the OnlyFans movement, huh?
No, I mean no, OnlyFans fine. I'm just saying, like, just stop sliding in our DMs. That's fucking weird.
So yeah, again, support us at Beer Plans Podcast on Instagram, and until next time, peace.
Yeah.
Bye.